I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that soundbars are a commodity now. Maybe they are, but there's no getting around the fact that there are a ton of them to choose from. If you've landed here needing some help figuring out which one to buy, well, good news, because that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and I know the last thing you need is for me to explain to you why you want a soundbar. You know why you want one, but I can definitely understand if you're feeling a little apprehensive about choosing one since there are so many to choose from. Well, we've tested quite a few over the years, including some of the best you can buy right now, so allow me to share my personal favorites and see if that helps you make a decision. Before I get to it, and just in case you didn't see the short I published a few days ago, I just wanted to say thank you to those of you out there who helped us reach the 1 million subscriber milestone. I appreciate you so much. Kind of a big deal for us, and all of you out there who are subscribed helped make it happen. As promised, we are going to have a celebratory giveaway, and we'll post details about that soon, but I assure you, none of it will be happening in the comments section. Yes, I'm sorry, but this is another PSA urging you not to engage with anyone posing as digital trends in the comments section. We will never ask you to connect with us on Telegram or anywhere other than digitaltrends.com, really. Anyway, thanks again, and if you aren't already subscribed, it's not too late. And if you want to support us in another way, I've got shopping links to all the soundbars on this list down in the description. Click one of those and we'll get a little kickback. Not required by any means, but certainly appreciated. Okay, so to start, know this. Not every great soundbar is on this list. This is a list of my personal favorites based on those I've tested over the last year or so. And I have to keep this list reined in or we'd just be here forever. So just because I don't recommend the soundbar you already bought or are thinking of buying, that doesn't mean it isn't a good choice, okay? Just can't catch them all. And for that matter, I'm gonna be a little light on details with these soundbars because we need to keep it tight, but I do have links to all the full reviews down in the description. So with that said, how about we start with the less expensive options and work our way up? And that means that we must start with the best soundbar under 200 bucks, and that's the Vizio M-Series All-in-One, AKA the Vizio M-Series AIO M213AD-K8. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, okay? I don't make these model numbers up. I know you won't remember it, which is why I have it printed down in the description. Also, there's an older model that looks similar, so be sure you click through to this one. Anyway, what this soundbar lacks in memorable model number, it makes up for in performance for the price. It supports HDMI EARC, processes Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, has 6 speakers built in, 2 of which are dedicated to producing bass, and frankly, it sounds far better than it should at this price. I suspect that for a lot of folks, this is all the soundbar you need if you just hate the way your TV speakers sound and need something better. And that's because this soundbar has a way of far exceeding expectations. It's small in stature and big in sound. The fidelity is surprisingly good too. You won't find it sounding harsh or empty or hollow at all. So if you've been wondering, can it really be that good at just $200? The answer is an emphatic yes. Next on the list is a quick shout out for the Zvox AV157 TV speaker. Now, if you or someone you know frequently struggles to hear dialogue when watching TV or movies, then this speaker may be a good solution. Its primary purpose is to make dialogue more intelligible, and it does that very well for a broad range of folks with varying levels of hearing abilities, as it's got 12 different presets to choose from. One of them is likely to make hearing dialogue much easier, and for that purpose, the Zvox is a solid buy. Next up is my favorite pick for an inexpensive full 5.1 surround system, and that is the Vizio M-Series 5.1 soundbar model M51AX-J6. Good grief. Look, this soundbar features discrete surround speakers that you connect to a wireless subwoofer. So you'll need to place the subwoofer toward the back of the room and plug it into power. But once you do that, you get wireless signal delivery to the sub and surround speakers, which I found to be very convenient. Again, the fidelity on this soundbar is surprisingly good, as is the surround sound performance and bass impact. Vizio is the value leader in soundbars right now, and this pick is another reason why. And believe it or not, this isn't the last we've heard from Vizio on this list. If you want true surround sound without busting the bank, this is the best pick for the money. So now it's time to move into Dolby Atmos soundbars. And to clear up any confusion, I know that a lot of soundbars advertise Dolby Atmos on the box, and they do process and kind of approximate Dolby Atmos surround, but they do that virtually using sonic trickery. The Dolby Atmos soundbars I'm gonna run through here each have at least 2 upfiring drivers to bounce sound off your ceiling, and in some cases actually have 4 upfiring drivers. Just wanted to make that distinction. So just to keep things changed up a bit, I want to highlight the Bose Smart Soundbar 600. This soundbar is another single speaker solution. It has 2 upfiring drivers, and it has built-in support for Amazon's Alexa. Sorry if I just alerted your smart speaker, which is what makes it a smart soundbar. Now this soundbar sounds super robust and is another great compact sound solution with the added benefit of height effects that Dolby Atmos offers. Bose makes a lot of excellent soundbars, but the reason that this one makes the list is because we actually feel it edges out the Sonos Beam, which is another strong option in this category. The Sonos Beam does Dolby Atmos virtually and does a great job with it, but the Bose Soundbar 600 with its discrete drivers just does it a bit better. Now, of course, the Sonos Beam comes with the advantage of being part of the Sonos ecosystem, and nobody does multi-room audio better than Sonos. So 2 solid options here, just depends on what your needs may be, but I highly recommend both. Moving along, and in the same price category, is the Vizio M Series Elevate. Now this is one trick soundbar. It's got upfiring speakers that emerge from the soundbar when an Atmos signal is detected, which is more than just a cool party trick. And when there's no Atmos signal, the speakers rotate back in and fire out at you, enhancing the soundstage for anything non-Atmos that you're listening to. It comes with surround speakers and a wireless sub, and I think it's a pretty attractive package. It sounds great. I really enjoy listening to this thing, and I think you will as well. Now, you may be aware that there is another Vizio Elevate soundbar. That's the P Series Elevate, and it's a bit more expensive. It's been around for a while longer, and it doesn't follow the same design language as the M Series, but it does also have rotating Atmos speakers up front, as well as upfiring drivers in the surround speakers. So it's a bit more capable overall, and a great sub $1,000 option for premium Atmos performance. Next up is our top pick for music listeners in the sub $1,000 category, and that is the Sony HT-A5000. Now, this is a great Dolby Atmos soundbar for movies and TV with 2 upfiring drivers, and you can build on it by adding surrounds or a subwoofer if you need to, but like the other single bar solutions on this list, it can stand on its own really well. And what makes it stand out is that it sounds great for music in a way none of the other sub $1,000 soundbars on this list do. It's just more articulate and true to musical recordings, has a great soundstage and awesome balance. It's kind of a niche pick, I'll grant you that, but one that I think could help folks with some particular needs. Now things are really gonna heat up. The prices are going up, but we're getting into some seriously premium sound territory here. I'm gonna step outside of this progressive pricing thing we've got going on and go straight to the most expensive soundbar on this list, but wait till you hear what I have to say about it. I think it'll make sense. I'm talking about the Sennheiser Ambeo Soundbar Plus. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does virtual Dolby Atmos surround sound better than Sennheiser. This is by far the most convincing, compact, single speaker Dolby Atmos sound solution we have ever heard. So if you're wondering why it is so expensive, well, that's why. It sounds superb, top to bottom. It's amazing for music as well as movies, and honestly, it's just astonishing what this soundbar can do. You may be familiar with the larger, even more expensive Sennheiser Ambeo. This is the smaller version we're talking about here with still very impressive chops. Granted, I know this isn't the right soundbar for everyone, but if you want the best you can get in a modestly sized package, here it is. It is exquisite, premium, and also exquisite. Now, my friends, we have come to the top of the list, the best of the best, and honestly, I've been kind of debating between these 2 soundbars for like days now, trying to decide if one should be crowned king over the other. And I'm just not comfortable saying one is objectively better than another because it's gonna come down to personal needs and preferences. So let me tell you about my favorite top tier soundbars of the year, the Sonos Arc and the Samsung Q990B. Now, obviously, we're talking about two different approaches here. The Sonos Arc starts as a single speaker deal. It sounds bigger, fuller, richer, and has better Dolby Atmos surround effects than the smaller Sonos Beam that I mentioned earlier, and that's because it has discrete Dolby Atmos speakers. But with the Sonos Arc, you can add other Sonos speakers as surround speakers, and you can add a Sonos sub as well. And if you do that, you'll get a full Dolby Atmos surround package that is more expensive than the Samsung Q990B I'm about to talk about, but its performance is impeccable. I think the fidelity is more refined and upscale for my personal taste, but it's also a bit more versatile in that the Sonos surround speakers can function as whole home audio speakers if you want them to. I mean, like I said before, nobody does whole home audio better than Sonos. So the fact that you can have a full Dolby Atmos surround system and a distributed sound system from this modular package is pretty enticing. Some may say that that's the best there is. But then there's the Samsung Q990B, which I think is the best one-box surround sound solution that you can buy right now. Everything you need comes in one box with a burly soundbar, very capable subwoofer, and arguably the best wireless Dolby Atmos surround speakers I've heard to date. They actually have 4 drivers in each one, and the Dolby Atmos surround effects that they help create, along with the Atmos drivers in the soundbar, it's just a phenomenal experience. And the fidelity is top-notch too. I love the quality and richness of the sound. Plus, if you own certain Samsung QLED TVs, you also get Samsung's Q Symphony sound feature, which uses the TV speakers to enhance the sound field a little bit, plus the ability to have no cables at all between the TV and the soundbar for truly wireless Dolby Atmos surround sound signal delivery. It's not Bluetooth, it's way better than that. So you can see how some may argue that the Q990B is the top dog on this list. Now, I know some of you may be wondering about the Klipsch Cinema 1200, and I do so love that system very much. There's no better subwoofer included in a soundbar package on the market, if you ask me. I had to mention it here for sure, and if you love Klipsch, go for it. Just know the subwoofer is unapologetically forceful and kind of hard to tame down. It's best for big rooms, for sure. Of course, I say that as I'm rocking one in my bedroom, but as I've said before, it's kind of a ridiculous application. Anyway, no matter which way you go, from budget to ultra premium, I think every pick on this list is a super solid choice in its price bracket. You can't go wrong with any of them. I hope I've helped make your decision a bit easier, and remember, if you want to learn more, you'll find full reviews for these linked down in the description. Well, whatever you pick, have fun with it. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. Leave me a comment about what you think is the best soundbar out there. Please consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you on the next one, and until then, here's 2 other videos I think you might like.